Dan Lewis has kept Western Washington informed and entertained, serving as primary anchor for the very popular KOMO News 4 weekday broadcasts. Tonight at 11 o'clock, Dan will sit behind the desk at KOMO for the final time and begins a life that will no doubt include more time, I don't know, on the golf course, you think?
I'm guessing so. I know Dan loves to golf.
And less on the media treadmill. Dan leaves at KOMO a legacy of award-winning journalism and fond memories of a partnership with the wonderful Kathy Gertson that lasted nearly 25 years. Dan also already has a special guy carrying on the family name at KOMO. His son, Tim Lewis, is a Channel 4 sports reporter. Dan Lewis, welcome back to the Bob Rivers Show. It's probably a very busy day for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's a busy day and a very unreal day. I've made my announcement about retiring about a month ago, and it seemed like May 21st was still pretty far off in the future, and here it is. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an out-of-body experience for me today.
Yeah. I would imagine you'd be very emotional and that it was not an easy decision.
Oh, not an easy decision at all. 27 years has been very enjoyable, and I feel blessed that I was able to be on the air at KOMO that long. I still love the business. News excites me, and I still love going into work. I've got so many great friends in the KOMO newsroom. But just for whatever reason, it feels like it's a good time for me to step away, get away from the daily grind a little bit, and I'm really lucky that I'm in a position that I'm able to do that.
Mm. Now, such a long career, such a notable career, and such a wonderful partner in Kathy Gertson. One has to wonder that's the partnership that you will remember the most fondly, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I love working with Mary Nam and Molly Shen and everybody else at KOMO, but that was one of the best things that happened to me in my move from Washington, D.C. to Seattle, Washington, was that it brought Kathy Gertson into my life, and we developed a tremendous working relationship and had a great run on the news together. We were the best friends, and it was so difficult to, have her go through that struggle of 12 years and the brain tumors, and she fought it so courageously and with so much grace, and then that we lost her almost 2 years ago. So it was there's some really, really good times and some really sad times.
Through it all, though, your leadership and her leadership set an example for everybody about the important things in life. We went in there one time, and we interviewed both of you guys. Actually, I think we mostly talked to her, and she was like, you go ahead, you ask Dan Lewis. He's got a picture of him with a giant...
he has long
hair. He has a mullet. Hey, go ask him if he'll show you that picture.
Mullet.
And you did show us the picture, but I don't believe that picture has ever been digitized, so no one else can see it. Is that right?
No, that picture has a very special private place in my wall. It's only shown occasionally. It wasn't really a mullet. It's more of a. I'm a child of the '60s.
Oh yeah.
I was a bit of a hippie when I was young, and people are pretty stunned when they see that right now. And this is actually, I think, the first time I've ever talked publicly about it on a broadcast.
Is it really? Wow. Well, this is. I'll tell you, what it did to me is it humanized you even more. And you guys were both so wonderful and human, and you connect. Joe was saying something earlier about news anchors. And he said, well, they don't get to editorialize much. And I said about you, I could always look at your eyes and see your empathy and your compassion and how you felt about what you were doing in the news. Even if we get to wing it and, we get to shoot whatever comes out of our mouth. And sometimes it's pretty stupid, by the way.
More than just some of the time.
But then we just say, I was kidding. It was a joke. You're conveying information that has to have integrity, but you do it with such a style and such such a method of delivery that you're communicating the thoughts and things. You're communicating more than your words. Do you think about that at all?
Oh boy, that is such a nice compliment, Bob. Of course, I do. Yes, I mean I think about it, but you know, I'm sure this has happened to you, especially early in your career. We get a lot of advice on how to be in our business. You know, they try and tell you how to sit, what to do with your hands, a little more energy, do this, do that, and then they basically say, but you know, the key is to just be yourself. And I think if I have had any real success in my TV news career, it's to be myself. And I'm a human being, and I feel the emotions that the viewers are feeling, and that comes across a lot. But what you said about seeing it on my face or in my eyes is a heck of a compliment, because I used to admire that about Kathy. I thought, obviously her spoken word was powerful, but I could always just see the expressions on her face that related to an individual story, and I always said, I wish I could do that. So to hear you say that about me, it truly makes my day.
All right, well, I'm happy to do so. Now let me ask more radio-like questions. Did you ever have a you stay classy Seattle moment where you said something, read something off a teleprompter, and you went, oh, my God, I can't believe I just said that? In 27 years, that must have happened.
Yeah. I'm sure it did. I don't remember any totally. Oh, yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's not that funny. The one thing that comes to mind is I had a story about Guatemala City one time, and it came out Guatemala Silly, and I said it like 3 times as Guatemala Silly, and I couldn't get it straight. But, I mean, there are a lot of little things that happen where you kick yourself, but, you know, some of the real weird things are when you laugh so hard and you can't stop laughing, and that happened to Kathy and me several times.
Yes.
Where we couldn't even continue with the news because we were laughing so
and
much.
The audience loves that. I mean, they just love that because
as long as they know what you're laughing about, I think they do. Because sometimes they go, "What the heck was so funny?" and you can't tell them the dirty joke you told each other during.
Oh well.
and there's still time to make YouTube history, Dan. You got one more day. You could do something.
Yeah, why don't you do something really crazy? Why don't you get mad as hell, not going to take it, run over, shove a window up, or something like that?
Well, you know, Kathy and I joked, and a lot of people in the Como newsroom know about it. I had a dream of 30-some years of my own station called KDAN, where I could break away from the objectivity of the news and say whatever I want during any news story. Maybe today's the day.
Yeah,
tune in tonight.
Maybe now's the minute.
I think you should tune in tonight. Your last one is 11, and then give me the other times, because you start at what time this afternoon?
Well, I will be on with Mary Nam at 4.
Okay.
Not anchoring, but as a guest, and then I will anchor the 5 o'clock and the 6 o'clock and the 11 o'clock, and the big goodbye will be at 11. But I know that there are some special things planned for each newscast this afternoon, this evening.
I know you had to pick a day, Dan. Everybody does, but is May 21st particularly significant? And why on a Wednesday? I mean, the week only gets easier. Thursday and Friday is usually fun days to go to work.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me about that. I'll be honest, May 21st, Wednesday, is the last day of the May rating period.
Yeah. And so you want to go out have a good month.
We might help build the audience a little bit.
Nice. And they'll have a nice month to remember you by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Now, tomorrow morning, what time will you even have an alarm clock?
No. There will be no alarm clock tomorrow morning.
Are you having an alarm clock bonfire in your backyard?
Yeah. No, I'll need it, Bob, for some of those golf games you talked about.
Yeah.
I definitely will spend a little more time on the golf course. I feel blessed I'm able to do that. I'm still young enough to enjoy my life, and I'm in a fortunate position to be able to do this. I'll do a little traveling. And I've gotten into photography lately. Anybody who follows me on Facebook or Twitter would know that. I love posting some of the pictures I take around town, and now I can kind of expand the subject matter.
Are you pleased that you outlasted Barbara Walters, even though she got a head start on you?
Yeah, she did get a head start on me. I remember very early in my career, and I started in radio in the Chicago area, and I saw her give a speech when I was about 25 years old, and she'd already been in the business for 20 years. So, I mean, what an amazing career she had.
Are you going to grow the mane back out now that you don't need to stay neatly trimmed? You could get the ponytail rolling again.
Don't know about a ponytail, but I won't have to get the haircut every 2 weeks like I have over the last 30-some years.
And Dan, now that you're stepping away from your objectivity, and I know you're still going to be the same gracious guy, but is there something you'd like to see more of in the news, reported on more than it is?
Absolutely. I would love to see less crime reported and more of the good things that people do. And you guys know this is such a great community. Whenever there's a need, people respond so quickly and so dramatically. There are a lot of people doing good stuff out there, and we focus on that. It's just hard to get that in as much as we probably should. But, we have the Como Problem Solvers and do a lot of positive reporting. But, yes, it would be nice to do more of that because there are so many young people and people of all ages out there doing good stuff for the community, and it'd be nice to highlight that.
Speaking of young people, I enjoy watching Tim on the news and hearing him on the radio sometimes when I'm driving in with the sports reports. Were you pretty proud when your son said, Dad, I think I'd like to pursue a career in broadcasting?
Oh, yeah, and he is, I don't know anybody in the world who knows more about sports than my son Tim does. He and I have some great conversations about that. But what a dream come true for me to be able to work with him, sit on the anchor desk with him. And that was one of the tough things when I was thinking about retiring, is I said, how can I pass up this opportunity of having more time with Tim at work, not only on the anchor desk, but the fact that you can be at work and see your son every day. What a treat.
Yeah. You're like Griffey Sr. and Griffey Jr.
Yeah. Well, wow. They accomplished a little bit more than maybe Tim and I have. But, it's the father-son thing is so cool.
Tim's not leaving for Cincinnati or anything, is he? It's all good?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said Tim's not leaving for Cincinnati or anything, is he? We're good with him?
No.
Okay.
No, he loves Seattle. His dream has always been to be in Seattle, and he's on, Saturday and Sunday doing the sports, and then he fills in for Mike occasionally during the week. But, no, Tim's living the dream. He said to me the other day his assignment was to go cover the Mariners. He said, Dad, I can't believe they're paying me to go watch the Mariners play. So he's not going anywhere.
All right. Dan Lewis on Como. See him starting at 4 o'clock today. The final broadcast tonight at 11 o'clock. Thanks for all you've done for all those years for the community.
Bob, I've always enjoyed knowing you and listening to you. Thanks to the whole gang over there. Have a great day today. The mayor, I just found out a surprise this morning. The mayor has declared this Dan Lewis Day in Seattle, and that was, wow, what an awesome surprise.
Awesome.
May 21st, 2014, Dan Lewis Day.
The last day of the May sweeps. Come on, go give Como some big, fat numbers tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
I sure hope so. Thanks.
All right, Dan, be well. Take care.